Hi, I'm Crystal with Whole New Perspective. Welcome to my channel. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Today, I am going to do a different video than what I have been doing the last 2 months. I've had numerous emails and comments asking various questions regarding preparedness. And we've touched on preparedness and in the last few live videos that I've done. If you have followed me any length of time, then you know that I am a serious prepper. And I have been most of my life. And so I was asked a few questions. And I thought that now is the time for me to go ahead and just have this conversation. If you go back through any of my old videos, you'll see quite a bit of prepping information. But right now, if you look at January and February, what you see me doing is jarring it up and making homemade mixes. In my jarring it up, you see me doing some canning. You see me making sauerkraut. You see me making tinctures. And in my homemade mixes, you see me doing very, very easy mixes. You see me also dehydrating things like rice, canning beans. So all along, I am still prepping. I have the major things already taken care of, and there were and are some other things that I am doing along the way. So listen, what is it that you need to be doing? You have to know what's going on in the world today. Even if you don't watch news, you may look at your weather stations or weather channel and see what's going on with the weather. And even if you're not doing that, you may be grocery shopping. And if you're grocery shopping, you surely see what's going on in the grocery stores. So what would I say to you right now? I'm going to say this. Don't panic. It really is just not that time to panic. Put yourself a plan together. What is it that you need? If you could not leave your home, start off for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months. If you couldn't leave your home, what would you need to be able to survive? Yes, there are a lot of things that we may want. And once you've taken care of your needs, move on to some of those wants. But listen, number one, you must have your water secured. Now, it's almost impossible to store enough water in your homes. But I read somewhere, I can't even remember where it was, where someone was storing at least 5 cases of water in every room of their house. So every room had 5 cases of water. Now the government says that you should store, I think it was 1 gallon of water per day per person for 3 days. Okay? And you may want to store, and you will need to store much more water than that. But again, you cannot store enough water if you needed it for a long-term situation. Think about what's going on in Ohio. So what do you need? You need to make sure you have some water filtration systems. Now, I'm not saying you need this Berkey, but you do need a water filtration system. You need to be able to find water even outside. There may be an opportunity, like I have a creek There are streams all over the place, rivers, other ways to get water that may not be contaminated. And if that water is contaminated, do you have your filtration? Something simple as your life straws. Sawyer minis. I gave away Sawyer minis on my live. Do you have those sort of filtrations? It's very important to have water. Water, water, water. I really cannot stress that enough. Get your purification tablets. Those are inexpensive. Listen, if you go to any of these stores that have camping sections, go to those camping sections. There you should find water purification tablets. You should find these life straws, Sawyer minis, different types of filtration systems. And systems sounds really big, but the straws, you probably can get them for $20 or less. So, number one, please secure your water. Then what do you need to do? Food. You really need to get your food secured. How much food do you need? Well, if you have not done so, what you should do is just sit down and determine what your family eats in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That's the best way to determine that. And once you know what your family eats, then you know and can begin to put your shopping list together, okay? Get that shopping list together. It may seem overwhelming, but listen, just do a little at a time. Do a little at a time while you have some time. Don't panic, okay? Start off when you go into your grocery stores, say your prayers, and then just go and get what you need to get out of the store. Add extra as you look at your list. Cut back. If you don't have the funds right now, try cutting back on what you're eating right now. Try to make your food last longer if you can do that. You know, job loss, it's real. So that is another reason to go ahead and secure your water, your food, all those things while you do still have some time to do that. Now, the foods that you purchase, we hear a lot, rice and beans, rice and beans. Yes, I've been canning beans. I've been dehydrating rice. My family, we eat those things. Does your family eat those things? Get foods that your family will eat. Get your canned goods. Get your canned goods. If you say, we don't eat them, but if we get hungry enough, we will eat it, okay, that's a good way to think of it. But what is it that you already eat? Get that food now. Go ahead and get your canned goods. Get you some dehydrated foods. I certainly have been dehydrating food, and I have dehydrated food. I have freeze-dried foods. Get things that will make it more comfortable for you. You know, should you be in a situation and you want some comfort foods, get that chocolate candy. Go ahead and seal it up and put it away, though. Don't eat it right now. Get it, seal it, and put it away. I can say that candy lasts quite a long time, and so you'll have it. And listen, you can always rotate this food out. If you're in the situation that I am and you have those foods, you can rotate those foods out, eat it, and purchase more. Just do the first in, first out rotation system. And that way you should be good and not have foods that are expired. Now, best by dates on these cans, they don't necessarily mean a lot. You have to open those cans and inspect that food to know if it is still good or not. And you will hear that you can eat these foods, a lot of foods, much longer after after the best by date has expired. So don't throw those foods away. Just put them in a different location and hold on to them. So right now, those are the things that I really wanted to talk about because I feel they are of utmost importance right now. Securing your water, securing your food. Those things are very important right now. Now, there are so many other things that you need to be preparing for, but I don't want you overwhelmed. Prepare for those things. For me, I do not have a garden large enough for me to can all my foods. I don't. This arrow garden is very cute, but it is not going to sustain our needs should we be in a situation where we need food. Now, this food will help us, but again, it's not going to sustain us. So you have to be prepared. A garden takes time. It does. And not everyone has that space. So go shopping. Go to the store. Get your food. Don't wait for your garden to produce everything, because garden also is a skill and it depends on a lot of things, weather, a lot of things. And if you're in these areas that you cannot be outside, that garden's not going to help you. So get your canned foods. If you can do like I'm doing, can your foods. I have been jarring it up. As I said, when I first started at the beginning of this year, there were a lot of things that I needed to do. And these challenges have really helped me to do that. And I know that several people have been coming along with me. They've been getting some things done too. Get it done, get it done now. I will go back to talk about your medications, because that is very important too, that you get your medications. But I will come back at a later time. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this video because I'm not going to make a lot of edits. And so I won't spend a lot of time talking about a lot of different things, because again, I do not want to overwhelm anyone. And I am certainly not wanting to cause anyone to be afraid. Fear not, okay? Fear not. You just need to go ahead and get yourself prepared. See, the thing about it is, we still have time until we don't have time, right? We have time until we don't have time. So use your time wisely. Sit down, make your list, and you can make your list as long as you want it to be. Don't let that list overwhelm you. Make it as long as you want it to be, and then just start ticking it off. Other things may rise to the top, but just continue to work through that list until you have the things that you need. Your water filtration, your water purification, your foods, your long-term foods, your canned goods, your beans, your rice. If you are a canner, start canning up some of that food. The freezer. I had lots of meat in my freezers. I talked about that. Not only did I have lots of meat in my freezers, I had lots of meat in my daughter's freezer. The local farms. Utilize your local farms. Not all of us can raise our own meat. We can't. And don't feel bad about that. Go to the store. Get the meat from the store. Do the best that you can do with the resources that you have. That's what we can do. Do the best that you can do with the resources that you have. And all of us have different resources, okay? So I'm going to leave it right there. So if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. I would appreciate that. And again, now is the time to go ahead and get things done. If you want to join me in any of these challenges that I have, they've been open to everybody. All of us need to probably get some things done. So thank you guys so much for your questions. I hope that I've been able to answer them, and I will continue to answer more of your questions. I just thought it was time for me to jump in and put this video out because I did have numerous questions on this, and I will continue to answer these questions. So again, thank you. Take care, be well, and be safe.